Oh, thank you so much.
You guys more too.
We have really good assistants around here. The interns.
Yeah.
We are live now.
Oh,
So I want to welcome everybody to the very first show Wednesday nights here at Will Work for Recovery over at 4026 Washington Avenue North. This is the Rule 62 show. My name's Jake and my co-host is Ryan. He'll be on video in a moment, but hi, Ryan.
What's up, Jake?
How are you?
Nice beard.
It is not a nice beard.
I disagree.
No, what I have here is to hide my double chin.
It doesn't hide it, but it looks good.
It camouflages it a little bit.
It adds to it. It adds a layer.
Well, I got to do something.
It's
'Cause
beautiful.
Otherwise, like I'm just this pudgy baby face if I don't have
You
this.
have a baby face with a few pieces of hair coming out of your chin.
Yes. More than a few. I mean, it's a little better than
Man, when you lose that baby face, you're going to say, I wish I still had that. I remember that.
I fear I may never lose it.
No, you'll lose it. You'll lose it.
We can always hope.
You'll lose it. I look like I'm 40 because I'm 40. When I was 30, I looked like I was 20.
And then when you were 20, you looked
14. When I was 25, I looked 14. That's why I had the same facial hair that you had when I was 25.
So I can grow up yet still.
You can.
All right. Well, so what are we going to do here at Rule 62, Ryan?
Not take ourselves too seriously.
That is exactly what Rule 62 is. We don't take ourselves too seriously, but we take recovery seriously.
And also include program into just our everyday lives. If we can plug some recovery stuff, any type of program stuff that we've learned, and it's by trial and error a lot. Some of it's by watching other people, at least in my case. Your case too. I know that.
Yeah.
We'll plug it. That's what we're here to sell, I guess.
Yeah. So we're going to have a not too serious recovery podcast, right?
Yep.
All right. So I'll get you guys on camera. This is Ryan. He's the handsome one.
Oh boy. Now they're not going to like me. Now that they've seen what I look like.
Could you not handle that?
No, the water was terrible.
So we're going to welcome our very first guest on Rule 62. Who do we have?
I am Yolanda Smith. Most people call me Lala, so that's what I'm known as.
What do you want me to call you, Yolanda or Lala?
Lala, I prefer that. Yeah.
I like Lala.
So
It's like
I
I'm
can't.
singing.
What if I accidentally combine them and call you like Yola?
I've been called that before.
Okay.
So I'm just a person. You give me a name, fine.
I like Yola. You only live always.
Yeah. It's
Thank
got
you.
a ring to it.
Thank you, Jake.
There we go. See, it's a wonderful accident, right?
Positive thinking.
All right.
It's a happy accident.
Well, we did get our second guest to come on. What do we got over here?
I'm Ryder.
What's up, Ryder?
Oh, I got to take him off mute, don't I?
Yep. Oh, that'll work.
Oh.
I'm Ryder.
That's why I couldn't hear you in my headphones.
Couldn't hear myself.
Get as close to the microphone as you can.
Here you go.
Perfect. There we go.
All right.
Ryder?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got your arm on the camera, so that your tattoos are going to be famous.
Those are good tattoos.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're well done. They're clean. They're
Decent.
How long have you had those tattoos?
I just got my hand done like 3 weeks ago, but
Okay.
I got these ones all done at one time.
Sweet.
nice.
And how long you been clean?
7 months, 23 days.
Okay. Now, when you look at some of the ones, I've assumed you've gotten some when you've been inebriated in some way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you look at some of those, do you have certain feelings about them at this point with 7 months?
No.
Okay.
I've always kind of planned my tattoos.
Which
and
one do
stuff
you
like
hate
that.
the most?
Probably the prison tower on fire.
Is there a story behind it?
Just been to prison a bunch of times.
But
and
you
I'd
never
like-
set one on fire?
they're concrete, so I don't think it works like that.
There's still time.
I didn't
There's
think.
stuff inside to set on
Everything
fire.
burns.
Yeah, everything burns
Yeah.
with the high enough heat, but
Yes.
Yeah, so at this
need
point,
a lot
it's
of
just
mattresses.
so
I believe
far.
in you.
Yeah, so far,
Somebody's
you
got to.
I mean, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day.
I'm trying not
I
to
don't
go
know that. I'm
back.
not there.
How long were you in prison?
Which time?
What was the longest time you spent in prison?
2.5 years,
And now, what do you have cumulatively?
3.5, and I'm facing 90 right now. Years.
90
90
years.
years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
That's longer than I thought you were going to say days.
No, I came from Wisconsin.
That explains it.
By the grace of God, the jail let me out to come to treatment here in Minnesota
Okay.
with no ankle bracelet. And
Oh,
it was a first-degree intentional homicide.
okay.
Possession of fentanyl, possession of a felon attempted like a firearm,
Mhm.
2 possessions of prescriptions without battery while armed, and a theft case.
How often are you checking in?
I just went to court like 2 weeks ago, and the judge asked me when I wanted to come back to court, and she's like,
They
"What's your
asked you?
yeah?" Which is usually not the biggest thing. So like they're like, "When do you want to come back?" And I was like, "Well, I graduate
Never.
this treat." Yeah, that you can't say that though. It's like I was like, well, I graduate this treatment program in June 24th. It was a 6-month program. I've been there for like 4 months.
Okay.
And I was like, I graduate. She's like, "Oh, so you'll come back to the community to come to court?" And I was like, "No, I'm staying in Minnesota because like these people that I'm around are keeping me sober. The community, I have my sponsor up here. Like I have everything that I need up here. And if I go back to Wisconsin, like it's gonna be straight back to like I hope not, but I just know like my pattern of use and stuff like that is guns and drugs, and it goes right back to the same thing if I'm around the same people and around the same environment. So if
Sure.
I cannot be back around that kind of environment, I think that I have a way better chance of,
I'd say you got a better chance too.
yeah.
I'd say that's the same analogy. If you have a problem betting on horses, you don't go hang out at the horse track
Right.
for just to watch.
Can you make friends with jockeys then?
You can do anything you want.
It's your life.
Yeah. I mean, with enough money, you can make friends with jockeys.
So how do you like Minnesota compared to Wisconsin?
I hate Wisconsin.
Well,
I love
So
Minnesota.
you're already a good Minnesota.
I've never liked Wisconsin, but I keep finding myself back there. Like I was in the Army in 2009. I lived in New York for a while and stuff like that. I kicked out of the Army for using and selling drugs. Came back to Wisconsin, went right back into using and selling drugs, and got caught up, went to prison. My rap jacket is pretty long, and it's just like, for like, I don't know how they let me out to come here and stuff like that. I did turn myself in the day after it happened because I was like, I don't know. I talked to my family and my mom, and they're like, "Dude, you just got to turn yourself in." And I was like, "I don't do that. I run. You got to catch me, dude. Like, catch me if you can." But like, I had dogs, and like, I was scared of my house getting raided, my dogs getting shot, and I was just like, "Okay, I'll do it." And then I was like, "Oh, it's not going to be that much bond, like we can work it out." And then I went to court. It was like $250,000. I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucked."
Could have been worse.
I was like, "Yeah," but we don't have bail bondsmen in Wisconsin. You got to come up with everything, and you can't put property down. So I was like, I'm screwed, dude. And I don't know, like God works in mysterious ways. Like my friend that overdosed, her mom sent me a pastor. I started reading the book. I watched this podcast called Real Vita. Listen to the rap music on there and stuff like that. When the rap music ran out, there was like 7 times they asked to give your life to Jesus. And I was like, all right, well, dude, what's the worst that can happen? And then I just started praying and got filled with like the Holy Spirit and stuff like that. Like, chills over me. And like, I started getting emotional. And then like somebody came in and said that there's this treatment place in Minnesota. And I was like, well, I'll try it. Like, judge ain't going to let me out. I went to every judge and they all said no until the last one. And the last one was like, and he's the one that sent me to prison twice. And he's like, I'm going to give you a chance. Please don't run. And I was like, I'm not going to. Like, if you give me a chance, I'm going to do this to the fullest, And like, I've been there like 4 months already. And like coming from jail to go to like a treatment with like 100 guys and stuff like that. Like you put like an armor on because you don't know what to expect and stuff like that. And like literally when I got there, like these guys that have been there for like 4 or 5 months, dude, like giving me hugs, hooking me up with stuff, like looking out for me, totally broke down the whole thing. Like, and now I'm in a position at this treatment place because I've been there 4 months where like I'm a mentor. Like every time a new guy comes in, I try to like show him love, hook him up with stuff. Like, I try to do the things that the guys that showed me what to do. And like, it's like they were talking about service work tonight. Like, that's how I like give my service back. Like, I always try to look out for the next guy. And like, I don't know, like I said, God's been working in mysterious ways because they had taken my truck because it was used in the commission of crime. I prayed about that. They gave my truck back to the bank. Dude, like, I called my bank and they're like, don't worry, we'll work something out. And I worked out with the money, cashed in the 401k, got my truck back. And I was like, okay, what about all my tools? Because I was working construction. I was like, are they going to give me these back? And they're like, call property. So I call them. And if anybody knows calling property and all that stuff, they don't call you back, bro. They call them a minute back when I was with my counselor after we prayed. And she's like, yeah, I'll send you that. Okay. We'll send you your tools. We'll send you your wallet with the cash in it that I got caught with. Like, dude, like, I don't know, man. Like, God, it's good, bro.
So outside of treatment in Minnesota, what do you, because I mean, you're not in treatment 24 hours a day. What do you do?
Oh, I'm in treatment.
Like, but you're here right now.
Yeah, I get out time.
Okay. So, what do you do in your out time?
Meetings.
That's it?
I go to a couple meetings. I do church on like Saturday. I do church on Sunday. Like this, I'm in the soldier program for the Salvation Army. That's on Sundays.
Okay.
Mondays, we didn't have any classes because of like the storm. So I came here Monday. Tuesday, I go to a men's meeting. Wednesday, I'm here. Thursday, I go to CP. Friday, I usually come here or I go to another meeting. Saturday, I go to Free Grace. Okay. Like I keep my time busy with the things that keep me sober.
That is the way to do things, is to not have time to think about.
Yeah. And I hit the gym. I go to the gym. I hang out with the guys that are doing the thing, dude. I keep myself surrounded by good people. Because if I don't, I know like I'll get in my head and like it's not a good place.
And that's a good solution, talking about where you came from. And honestly, I can tell you that's my beginning was very similar to that. I was without going into a long story, I was to a point in sobriety where it's time to die. I was going to kill myself. And I met a group of guys who were willing, this is going to sound harsh, but they were willing to hurt my feelings to tell me who I was living like, instead of rubbing my back and
everything's going to be okay.
Everything's going to be okay.
We got to, like the big book says, like we got to break down that foundation and put you on a solid one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I didn't have time to think about it. And I didn't tell anybody that I was suicidal for 3 years. I just didn't have time to think about how much I wanted to die. So that's another example. I love another example sitting in front of me. If you just keep yourself busy, promises, guarantees, whatever you want to call them, from whatever book you're reading, they're going to come true as long as you don't stop. And how long does it take? It takes as long as it takes.
Yeah.
Like I had a mentor of mine say one time, he gave me a schedule. He put a schedule in front of me. You're going to do this if you want me to sponsor you. And it was every day there was something he had me doing. And 6 of those days were meetings, and not 3. 2 of those days were double meetings. And I said, how long do I have to go to all these meetings? And he said, until you want to. And I thought he was just being a prick.
What a prick.
He wasn't. It happened.
Yeah.
And then you liked them.
Yeah. It's really, so I also did a prison bid. I was in prison for 12 years. I was just recently,
was that all at once, or is that combined?
All at once.
All at once.
Get it all out of the way, right?
Yeah, I have an 18-year sentence. I got 6 years still hanging over my head, 6 years parole. I'm in work release right now. By the grace of God, I was released to work release because I quit my treatment in prison. I didn't want to do it no more because it was just too difficult. And finally, I was just like, I give up, like I got to change. I got to change my thinking. I got to change my habits. I got to change the people I hang around, so I gave up my culture for a while. Like I tapped back into it with Carol, my friend out there who is supporting me right now. Say hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol. Oh, you weren't talking to me?
She's right there.
Oh,
yeah.
That's Carol. Somebody else is waving to me, confusing me.
So she helped me a lot when I was in prison. She showed me the red road to get back on and take that journey with my creator. So that's like what I did. And like she helped me. One day I was just like, like creator, I give my whole entire being back to you, like just help me. I need help, because if I don't get the help I need, I'm going to get back out. and I'm going to start getting high again. And then I'm going to start drinking. And then I'm going to end back up in here. Something has got to change within myself so I can make that better way. And when I first got out, it was difficult. You know, there's people getting high and drunk.
Hold on, right before you go, Ryder, you got 20 seconds to plug whatever you want to plug.
I don't know.
What's your home group? Plug that.
I go to CP on Thursday nights. I go to
Where's CP?
Central Pacific.
Central Pacific.
Hennepin Methodist Church. I go to that on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights. It's a men's meeting on Tuesday nights. Problems and Solutions, and CP's a speaker meeting on Thursday nights.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ryder.
No problem.
Okay, so like I start my CPRS out there, Jessica. She was like, "You want to go to a meeting?" Because I had to sit in RS Eden Reentry Metro is where my outside journey began when I got out of prison. And your first 24 hours, they call it your probation period. Can't leave the house. So I
just for 24 hours?
Just for 24
that's
hours.
Not bad. Like
no.
Did you ever take a meeting to RS Eden?
No.
I used to. It's intense in there.
Yes. So my friend Jessica, I've been her friend for a long time. I met her before I got incarcerated, and she is now my CPRS, you know, and she's without her, you know, some people need that extra push in life. Here, you know, you need to do this. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy because I just shared, I think it was last week when I came to Will Work. I love Will Work. It works for me. Mm-hmm. It does. You know, she was like, I just told her, without you, I think I would be back in prison.
So it sounds like I heard two common, very simple messages come out of your mouth just now. It was, I give up, I follow my creator, I follow another human.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like I heard those two things, and I hear those two things being common in people that I see make it.
Yeah.
And that, like, that's, I like, there was a lot of individual stories and you know, and a lot of different things, of course, that everybody does in between there. But like everybody that I know personally that has made it, those are two of the most important things they have in common. They follow. We all believe we're natural leaders, but the best leaders are paradoxically the best followers.
Yeah. Yes.
I had to learn how to follow before I could learn how to lead.
Yeah. And I always thought like, okay, I'm a natural born leader. You know, I can do this. I can with ease. But, you know, when I was incarcerated, they gave me the honor of holding smudging ceremonies, becoming a pipe carrier.
What's a pipe carrier? Because
I really want to enlighten them.
Bonjour, guys. My name is Louise Carroll.
A little closer to the microphone.
Bonjour. I'm so proud of Lala. She is just.
Oh, on the show, she's Yola.
Oh
yeah,
Yola.
They named me Yola. You want to tell her why?
Celebrity.
I don't. Was it you that said
You
Yola?
only live.
You only live always.
Yeah.
I heard that and I was like, that sounds like an acronym.
That's beautiful. Well, I know Lala. We were both incarcerated together, and I was a mentor, a sister, a friend with her. She was the same for me, and I was the pipe carrier. And what a pipe carrier is I'm Ojibwe from northern Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. What that is just that we carry the sacred pipe for our community, for ourselves, for our creator, for our ancestors. And it's just someone who not only leads, but definitely follows and walks with everyone. So I'm here. Will Work has been amazing. Every time that we've come, these meetings have been just uplifting and powerful. I didn't get my little soldier yet, but I just really appreciate these women, and sober fun is what is keeping us together and alive. So, and it's such a fine line because I'm sure you've heard of the tragedies that happened in South Minneapolis with the Indigenous community last night and today, and it's heartbreaking. So we have to live for the future generations.
For those who haven't heard,
yeah,
me,
yeah, there was a shooting. There was like a quadruple shooting and young people, like 20-year-old kids, were involved, and it's
Hmm.
gang violence, drugs. Oh, thank you. She brought me a soldier.
Speak and you shall receive.
Yeah, and so we all have lost someone. We all know what it's like, that lifestyle and that behavior, and life is too effing precious.
Mhm.
And I love these women, and it's important that we support one another. And Will Work has opened their arms to us, and so we will be here.
100%.
Yeah.
I must say, in that since death was brought up, and that's a very dark subject, it used to bother me a lot, but the longer you're in sobriety, it's quite a frequent thing. People die from this all the time.
But we
And,
need that.
well,
Okay, I need that. I
I
need
need
the
that.
reminder that that this is real.
but I'm not going to say I need people to die. What I am going to say is I made the decision, and this is not an original thought. I always say nothing I have is an original thought, but I made the decision that just because this person paid the ultimate price, that doesn't mean that their story is not going to be used to save another life.
Right.
As
Yeah.
long as I'm breathing, I can speak their story, and I can share it with anybody who will listen. And if one person gets one thing out of it, success.
Right.
Their death served a purpose that I can see
Mhm.
beyond what it actually served, that I don't know about. So just because that was brought up, that's a very depressing, dark subject, but there can be light behind it. It depends on how we act.
Well, I definitely
Yes.
think that death is a part of life. I mean, there's a whole life cycle, but how many more of our young people need to die to violence and to this? So,
Exactly.
yeah. So anything that I can do to support, like Jessica, who is a peer recovery specialist, and she's the one that brought us here. So you guys definitely have to talk to her. But awesome.
Well, hold on. Actually, we gotta boot Yola now, but you got 20 seconds to plug whatever you want.
Come to Will Work. Come join Will Work. It works for me. It works for these two ladies here. It's awesome. It's an open, loving community, and I'm just gonna keep showing up and showing out.
That's Will
Love
Work
it.
for Recovery at www.wwfr.org at 4026 Washington Avenue North.
Love it.
I was told to plug it. So
Thank
plug
you
it.
guys for
Right.
having me.
Thanks, Yola. Actually, you take her stuff.
Woo!
YOLA.
Yola, thank you for being our first victim on the show.
No problem.
I like
She's-
victims.
All right, who's our new victim?
My name's Jess.
Jess?
Hi, Jess.
Can you get a little bit closer to that mic? I can turn you up a little bit.
Just like this.
Like this.
Perfect.
Yeah, like it owes you
We're
money.
very
Yeah.
sultry.
I don't get this close to people that owe me money. They don't allow it.
All right, Jess, where are you from?
I am from Robbinsdale.
Robbinsdale?
Mhm.
Okay. Have
I
you
grew
been-
up about a block and a half from North Memorial.
Okay, so you're familiar with the area and all that fun
Yes.
stuff. So what brings you to Will Work?
Recovery, fellowship. We always like to come for the fellowship, the meetings. I come here every day. Well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays usually. So
Right on.
yeah.
What is something that you do in sobriety that you didn't think you'd be able to do? Maybe something that you used to do when you were getting loaded, that you thought, well, I'll never be able to do that again. And then you find out that you're
feel
able to do it.
I feel like right now, this is crazy that you asked that. I almost feel like I've taken all the skills that I used to be a drug addict and a drug dealer and transition them into hustling resources for people and hope. So I always post like, yeah, I'm out here, I still feel like it's the same thing. It's just a different hustle. And now I feel like I've taken all the powers I was using for bad and using them for good to help others, which gives me a purpose. I mean, I'm 46 years old, and this is like the first time in my life that I've ever been adulting like I should be. So it's kind of crazy what's happened like in the last 5 months since
Turning a defect into an asset.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. So what? I guess what is your you mentioned the fellowship, right? What? Tell me one of the fellowships that have been your favorite here.
I always like coming on the Tuesday night Wellbriety meeting, and I like that because it's smaller and it goes in a circle, so everybody talks. Sometimes I don't ever speak up in these big meetings unless they call my ticket. So I
Yeah.
really like that environment that it's
So you're getting a little bit of every type of meeting here. You got those big meetings, but then you got that smaller interpersonal one that you seem to like.
yes.
Okay.
For those who might be listening that have never heard the term Wellbriety, can you describe that?
Well, it's a meeting that it's not like a 12-step meeting. It's more focusing on the red road to recovery.
Yeah, it was originated from Don Coyas, who I think is Mohawk, and it aligns with the 12 steps, but predominantly with indigenous culture.
Awesome.
That is really cool. I had no idea, and I could learn some things about this because I didn't know that there is anything that aligns, like aligning with an indigenous culture type style meeting. So this is a learning experience for me.
You got to go for state, Jake.
I do go to Gopher State.
You ever go to, I think it's the 4th or 5th floor?
I didn't know there's a 4th or 5th floor.
There is.
Ooh.
There's hospitality suites up there, and I think it's the 5th floor. I could be wrong about that. I'm wrong a lot, but the native room is up there.
Okay.
They're one of the 2 rooms that, maybe 3. I think 2 rooms that have my favorite food on Saturday during the day or evening, but I can't ever get there in the evening because it always runs out. But they give you a pin with they call it the 4 races.
Like the medicine wheel, the 4 directions, the 4 seasons.
No, it's
No?
like a safety pin and it has 4 ribbons on it.
Mhm.
Is that what you're talking about?
Well, if it's like white, yellow, red, black.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
okay.
medicine wheel. Yeah.
Okay. I learned. See, I learned more things. I said no, I was wrong. I'm wrong a lot.
That's okay.
So you should check out that room and have conversations. With
I think I've only had one indigenous food, and it was like fried
Don't
dough.
say fry bread.
Yes.
Yeah, don't
So
say
fry
that.
bread is like an effect of colonization. It's not a traditional food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
that's all I've had.
Yeah.
But I'm off.
But it's good.
I like food. So
But indigenous people too are one of the highest who have diabetes, and so that isn't really healthy food. But there are a
Mhm.
lot of indigenous foods that are healthy out there, like wild rice, walleye, you
Mhm.
know, beans and squash.
I
Yeah,
love walleye.
deer meat.
Oh, that's one of the things I had. It was some kind of bean. It was 2 kinds of beans mixed together. I don't remember what they were.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was really good. So whoever was sitting next to it, she told me she made it and demanded I have some. I was so full. I said,
Yep.
okay.
Demanding aunties. That's what we call ourselves. Yeah,
Demanding aunties.
demanding aunties.
So
we
what-
get our way.
You get your way.
I happily submitted to that woman who was older than me.
Yeah.
So what? Okay. What other terms are there? There's demanding aunties.
Oh, I don't know. We have to bring Yola back in here if we want to have that conversation. She's the guru on there. But I'm just here to support and just to be glad to be supported and thankful for Jess. And yeah,
Have you reached demanding auntie yet?
I'm too young, bro.
So I mean, like, when do you get to that level? Like
Actually,
when?
yeah. Now that you said you're too young,
Oh my goodness.
what's the age that you have to get to, or is it a state of mind?
I think in like American culture, I think it's called cougar. So I'm probably there.
Bet.
I have been
Cougar.
there.
I
Yeah.
like cougars.
Yeah. So watch out.
Admittedly,
I'm
you're a
just kidding.
cougar.
Well, this was
So,
awesome.
okay, so you're admittedly a cougar, but you're
Oh my
not a
god, this
demanding
conversation
auntie.
turned really left. Where's the guy in the overalls? He set me up for this completely.
Yeah, the show's called Rule 62. You know what Rule 62 is?
No.
So Rule 62, if you hear it in the recovery community,
Yeah.
it means don't take yourself too seriously.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody
I stopped
started-
at rule 59.
Yeah,
You know?
somebody started making a whole bunch of
I was
rules.
like, I'm not going any further after 59.
Yeah, somebody started making a whole bunch of rules, and one person piped up.
Okay.
And one person piped up and said, "How about Rule 62 is don't take yourself too damn seriously."
All right, so what do you guys got? You got 20 seconds each to plug it. Anything you want.
I think kindness matters. Show up for the next person because we don't know how much time we have.
Mm.
And compassion will cost you, but it's important. And we're in this together. No one does it alone. So, miigwech.
Love it.
That's a good one.
All right, we should close now, right?
I mean,
What?
mic drop.
No.
I can't even follow up with that.
Try.
So
No, you got to
Yes,
close it with
yeah.
something. What do you got?
Plug something.
plug something.
Plug
It doesn't-
anything.
Will work.
Will Work and Lighthouse Beginnings.
What is Lighthouse Beginnings?
Lighthouse Beginnings is the company I work for.
Right.
All right.
on.
I like it.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, gentlemen.
So fry bread is not actually Indian food
No.
or native food.
Yeah.
Because Indian food is like the ganache and all that.
Indian food is from another continent.
Yes, and it's very, very good.
Somebody left that door open.
Somebody did leave
there
that
it
door.
goes.
Oh, we got 2 new victims.
Okay.
Ah,
They
All
come
right.
in with smiles.
They do, and then they leave with like eye rolling their
is
eyes.
this where I'm supposed to sit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit there, put on those headphones, get as close to the microphone as you can without, licking it. Don't do that. Because
And if you do lick it, then we need to find the
Actually,
disinfectant.
yeah, there's disinfectant. So
There-
go ahead and lick it. People were here before you.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I agree with that. I've been the only one here, and I won't even come close enough to this thing to touch it.
Well, you're projecting your voice well enough towards you don't have to get on it.
Never had a problem with that.
So who do we have?
I'm Alicia.
You're Alicia.
Mhm.
Hi, Alicia.
Hi.
And who are you?
I'm Tessa.
Tessa.
Hi, Tessa.
Alicia and Tessa. All right. So what brings you guys to Will Work for Recovery? I had to look at you, Ryan, so I could say the words correctly.
Is it because I
It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
We'll work for recovery. We'll work for recovery.
And then saying it like 18 times on the show.
she's better than you at this?
It's hard.
Yeah.
I practice.
What brings you guys here? Gals. What brings you gals here?
Recovery.
Yeah.
How did you hear about this meeting?
Oh my gosh.
Years ago.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you-
Just keeps getting better and better.
Like do
Yeah.
you remember who brought you or how you heard about it though?
It was in the old building for me.
Mhm.
I believe I was I think I was a frequent flyer at ANU at that point, actually.
I don't
What
know
is
what that
ANU?
is either.
It's a treatment center for women, and I was there 2 years ago.
I read that originally as and you.
Oh.
And you. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
I
like
know.
and you. I was like, what is and you? Like the bird and you? But no.
Yeah.
Anu.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that
That makes a lot more sense than what I
Yeah.
thought. Okay.
That
Whatever
makes
you
sense why I
think,
haven't heard
that's
about
what it is. But recovery, for me, I like to come here because it's not so it's more non-denominational recovery, if you will.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
Yes.
sense.
There's so many different avenues and paths and characters and
Stuff on the
just
wall.
yeah.
Yeah. A lot of cool
Yeah.
stuff on the wall in there.
Yeah, and we all have the same common bond. No
Mhm.
matter what we look like or what to deal with on the outside, on the inside, we can all look at each other and say, "I know."
I would venture to say that the more I learned about, like I heard about this Will Work for Recovery, I heard about it for years, and when I actually finally asked somebody about it, and they described what it is, and that it's not one particular specific program. And so I was brought up in AA that worked great for me. And one of the things that the big book says is we surely do not have a monopoly on recovery. And I think that from what I've learned and from what you just said, this place embodies that
Yes.
much better than I've ever seen an AA meeting embody that personally. I'm sure
Yes.
there's AA meetings that embody that quite well. I haven't been to them,
Mhm.
but this place surely does.
It does. Yeah. It does. It's like I said, it's in my mind, the only thing I can compare it to, or the best comparison that I have, so I understand it,
Mhm.
is a non-denominational building for recovery. We're all just trying to stay clean, man.
For sure.
Mhm.
That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to live. We're fighting for our lives, and this is a place where we can fight with each other and for each other.
We can fight with each other?
We can
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
with each other against other things. With
So like a tag team.
Yes,
Tag team battle
Yeah,
royale.
It's a team thing.
I don't know about Battle Royale, man. I can't. I
Oh,
can't.
I'd take you on right now. I know you got a bad back.
Yeah, I can't be throwing over things.
I could say like really what got me coming here too is I went to RS Eden and Paul came in and came and spoke to everyone there. And I took down and I still have it. I still have like 3 pages of notes from all the shit he said.
Love it.
And yeah, just like all these little things, the drugs are bad and they're telling on you for free. And like all this.
How long have you had those notes?
That was from over the August.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how often would you say you not necessarily look over all of them, but at least a portion of them?
A couple of times.
Cou-
Yeah.
cou-
Because I
couple-
even
like a couple times a week. Or?
no, like since then. But like
Okay,
I've
gotcha.
also sent a copy of them to my fiance who's incarcerated right now
Mhm.
too. So and he really like he loves Will Works. He's I just was talking to him on the phone before I came
Mhm.
in here and he was like, "What? You're going on a podcast?" And like, I don't know. He's just like, "It's amazing." Like I don't know. It's just this is really cool. This is
It
really
is.
cool. You guys are doing this.
When is
Yeah.
when is he going to be free for this?
Probably about another 18 months. 2
Okay.
years. Yeah.
We have to do a good job, Jake.
So that we can
So
bring
that
him on.
so yeah.
Yeah.
so that-
He said he's like I'm gonna be on it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to do a good. There's somebody depending on us in 18 months.
Mhm.
We have to
Yes.
do a good job.
Well, all right. then.
no pressure. No pressure.
Well, yeah, no pressure. You know, as long as we keep showing up and we don't take ourselves too seriously, I think people will keep showing up to have fun on this podcast.
I
Hopefully.
think so too.
I hope so.
I'm gonna really try hard to not offend people too, because when I get really excited and like really into things, I'll spout off at the mouth, and I have no idea I'm upsetting somebody until I look at their face. And
Maybe
they're-
that's when they shouldn't take it so damn seriously.
Yeah, and like that's that's why we're supposed to.
not everybody's in the
True,
same place.
It's true.
And
It's true.
I'm trying not to cause damage in people's lives.
That's
and-
true. Right,
You
the whole
know.
thing is, yeah, right. Like we're not gonna take ourselves seriously, but also I don't want to make it not fun for anybody to be here.
I
Mhm.
kind of don't want to make this about me in any way or about Jake, especially Jake.
Yeah, not me.
I want to make this about the guests because we'll be on here and people will continue to hear us flap our gums, but you guys are the fresh blood that comes in and gives it new life.
Yeah.
Kind of like any meeting I've been to. I don't know, in Woolwork, do you guys refer to new people as newcomers?
New soldiers.
New soldiers?
soldiers.
Okay. New
I just made
newcomers,
that up.
new
Sorry, Paul.
soldiers.
Sorry.
So that's not how it's referred to? Oh, you don't know. Okay. I like new soldiers. New term.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Paul always walks in on that Friday
Yeah,
meeting and he does the SOUL, and then everybody else jurs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's SOUL?
He's calling us soldiers, but he's using it SOUL.
Oh, soul.
Like a
Soul.
soldier. Like,
And everybody gets a
Oh,
little
soldier.
soldier.
so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and he gives everybody like a little like army guy.
Yeah.
Like, here's your
I still have
soldier.
mine from the first time
I
I,
want
came.
one.
Yeah.
yeah.
I want an army guy.
They've got him.
Paul,
He's
I know
right
you're
there.
listening.
I
Can we get
can't
a
see
soldier?
back there.
He's probably got one in his pocket.
I've just been informed that Paul has been spying on me from behind this whole time.
Yes.
I had no clue.
He's writing notes too.
That's great.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Here it comes.
All right.
Do you hear him
Soldiers
stomping in?
incoming. Here it comes.
Do you hear him?
Can't hear anything.
There it is.
Am I getting
There's
a
the
soldier?
soldier.
Oh, sweet.
All right, now you got to present him the soldier, just like Paul would present the soldier.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
I don't know how. Okay.
I'm new to this meeting. I've
I'm not
never
I'm
been
not
here.
gonna botch Paul's speech, but it's a soldier. It's SOUL.
Sure.
Yes. And I believe it says, Paul, something like we're fighting for our lives.
Yeah,
we're in
we
for the
are.
fight of our lives. Something like that. For me. That's what that is. Because we're fighting for our lives right now. We've all been to so many terrible places.
And he always says, put it in your pocket, put it on a keychain, whatever you got to do, tie it to your shoelace. It's not going to keep you sober, but it's going to remind you that you're fighting today.
Mhm.
Everything can keep me sober
Everything?
if I choose to let it.
Oh, that's true.
For me, that's a choice. That's not necessarily a choice for everybody. I try to pray every day. I'm mostly successful at this, and something I consistently pray for each time I pray is, God, please help me to take another set of handcuffs off you. In other words, whatever I think you can't speak to me through, or whatever I think has nothing to do with my Creator. Let's make that part of that.
I like it.
Mhm.
And for a while, it would hurt. When I would fight it. That's my natural state. Fight.
Mhm.
I need to keep everything the same, and I didn't like that was happening because I was literally praying to be in pain, and I was like, wait a minute, God, can you change my perception of pain, please?
Mhm.
Yes.
Boy, did that work?
Yeah.
And now it doesn't hurt, and if it does, it's just rare. It doesn't hurt for long, and it's a different. It doesn't feel like oh, I need this or I need that. I need to sit for 15 minutes or something and just let these feelings feel
Sit in it.
instead of doing. Like doing is good, and like we're taught to do by like all the recovery programs that I'm familiar with. We're taught to do. Actions matter more than words, but I'm not supposed to act on my feelings. That's kind of confusing.
What do they say? Emotions are not instructions.
That's good. That's very good.
Boom.
So,
Goodbye.
all right, so staying on that topic, actually, I want to ask you two, because you've been coming to Will Work for a little while. You got, you've been doing the recovery gig for, more than 5 minutes at least. What?
Yeah,
6?
6 minutes.
6?
Yeah.
You're
So-
over time. I'm just kidding.
What? So, like Ufta had said, sorry, his nickname is Ufta.
I'm sorry. What? Oofda. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that because I was being an asshole. It's not funny. I mean, it's funny now.
It's funny
So
now.
you have been offending people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, in
He
the
says,
last
yeah.
20 years, there's 3 or 4, I'm sure.
Consistency is key. That's
Yeah.
great.
Good. Less than I used to though.
So he had mentioned that through the time and doing some tough things, right? That the things didn't hurt anymore, right? So I guess
as much.
or as much.
Mhm.
So my question is, can you guys share with us something that doesn't hurt anymore being in recovery?
So this just happened actually while we were in the meeting. So I'm a mother and a grandmother.
Okay.
And
You're a grandmother?
yes,
Say,
No way.
What?
yes. So this is not about me. But if it
Hold
was,
on, but let us have like an eighth of a second to let our mind just.
yeah.
I feel like you're younger than me.
I thought she was younger than you.
Yeah.
She's
We'll
a
go
really
with
hot
that.
grandma.
We'll go with that.
Well, you got
I'm
more.
not going
Hold
to
on.
say that.
You got way
I
more
can say
gray
But
hair.
yeah, you can say
I can
that.
say it.
You got more gray hair than she does. So
I
yeah,
do.
It checks out.
I've had more gray hair than a lot of people
You
since I
can
was
pay,
25.
turns out, to cover those puppies up if
You know, I did that because a hairdresser that I now realize was just trying to sell me on hair color told me that it'll make it not so thick and not grow so fast, which that's what I was interested in. That didn't happen.
No.
So I stopped. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
I told
yeah,
Subject.
yeah, that was me. We got my
So-
mind blown.
So the
Our wonderful assistant Tim.
What happened in the meeting?
what just happened in
Yeah.
the meeting, the question I believe you said is what doesn't hurt anymore?
Yeah, what doesn't hurt or what hurts less now?
What hurts
being in-
less?
and,
So first, I have found that once I can make it through something, once I can sit, can I say shit?
You
you
just
just did.
Once I sit in my shit over stuff, it's a 100% chance that I live through that. So I can do that again. If it hurts, I can do it again and I'll live. And I know that now. So sitting in my shit for myself is something that hurts less. It still hurts. Like feelings and
Yeah.
whatnot. You know, those things that people have that don't do drugs. Those come back. But another thing that hurts less, and it's not just me, it's for the reason I bring up my kids and my grandkids is because, they used to call me. My adult children, my teenage children will call me, Mom, where are you? Or Mom, why do you sound like that? Or they would come home and they would look at my face and they would try to see, is she approachable? Is she sober? What's going to happen? Or they would worry about where I'm at, worry about, and continue to call until they would track me down usually. But what happened tonight is my daughter kept calling and I wasn't answering. So of course she continues to call. And I finally saw, so I texted her real quick and I said, honey, I'm in a meeting. Oh, sorry, Mom. Sorry. She hasn't tried again since. She knows I am safe.
But you didn't tell your daughter that you're going to be on a podcast and like watch live and see me on here.
I don't think she knew.
I don't think I knew.
Yeah. Remember the
Definitely did not
announcement
know.
was just
Yeah.
made at the meeting before this. This is our first episode.
You're right.
Mr.
look,
Up
he has been hyping it up though.
for today. That's what he said. It was today.
He's a good hype man.
He is a good.
He
hype man.
is.
Yeah. And do you know, like when something is working for you and it's helping you and it's saving your life, so to speak, and the person who runs that place or has kind of created a safe space for all of us asks you to do something, you just
Do it.
You do it.
Yeah.
she didn't want to,
I didn't want to.
Oh, yes. Yes.
but
That's
here
the
we
best
are.
time to do things.
So
So
I even tried to sneak out a little bit,
Well done.
but
You succeeded.
Paul pushed us back in.
You did really good at sneaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Betty
I
is
was like,
sneaky.
"Let me
We're
go
kinda-
outside and smoke real quick. Yeah, he knew what was up.
You know something I used to absolutely despise is bowling. Just hated it. I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
And
So you say bowling or
Bowling or
Bowling.
bullying?
bowling. I don't
Bowling.
like bullying, but
No, bullying because you or
He does
bowling because you
bowling.
answer the phone when you bowl, and that's how you get. No, you know.
I thought you were about to fully explain it to me, and you just let me down. No, seriously though.
What?
Sorry, sorry.
I did not like bowling at all. I thought it was stupid, and I used to there used to be a guys' night on Thursday nights. I don't know, 15 years ago or something, and they all decided there was like 25, 30, 40 something guys on Thursday nights, and the majority were like, let's go bowling. And I was like, thinking to myself, but I always went along with it because I follow the person in front of me. And I was taught by that point, follow the person in front of me, because whether it's a day, a month, a year, or 20 years, they've been doing it at least a little bit longer than me. So they know a tiny bit more than me, at least. So I follow, and I had a ball because I was with the people that I'm supposed to be doing things with.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
And it completely changed my perception of what I really think fun is.
Yeah.
Fun is the people I'm with. Fun is, I mean, and really all that we all had in common was recovery. We were all so different from each other, but we all had so much fun because we have one common, very strong spiritual bond. We're trying to get better. We're trying to be better men today than we were yesterday.
He still won't go bowling with me though.
When have I said no?
You never said yes.
I'd never said no. You never asked me.
That is also true.
You need to ask me out more often, Jacob.
Oh, I'll
Maybe
take
you were supposed to ask him.
No, I'll ask. him.
Actually,
Okay.
we before we started the show, he made it very clear that we're gonna be like a married couple, but he's gonna be the wife,
yeah, I'm the wife.
Oh.
and that means he's in charge.
Said no
That's
man
true.
ever.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Oh no, that's true.
But I know Tim is gonna try to rotate us in like 3 minutes or so.
Okay.
What is something that does not hurt as much or at all anymore?
Well, I think I'm just really grateful to even be able to feel hurt even.
Maybe it hurts different.
It hurts different. Yeah. And kind of like along the lines of what Alicia was saying, just being able to get through hard times sober, not in jail, not disappointing the people I love and myself. It's a good thing, but I mean, everyone feels pain, and it's okay. That's okay. I have really good people in my life now that when I am hurting, I can call. I'm a manager at a sober house, so she's surrounded by people. People in recovery all the time. So it's beautiful. Recovery is beautiful. I love it.
That's awesome.
I hear a commonality between the two of you is don't do it alone.
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
Boom.
Yeah.
You cannot do it alone. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about.
I like this is my soul, and I will say soul because it doesn't have a face.
Well, real quick.
There's no face on it.
See, I told you guys you would have a different facial reaction compared to the start of the show when you guys came in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kept our promise on that.
Yeah.
I never made a promise.
I did.
I didn't hear you.
So
He's your husband. Listen to
I don't listen to him.
before you go, I have everybody plug something. You got 20 seconds to plug whatever you want.
I will plug the following somebody to go bowling with. My daddy always told me that if you want to be good at something, do it with somebody who's better at it than you. And in recovery, for recovery purposes, that's what sponsorship is for. Without and also roommates and such. So I would plug that in. And my last 10 seconds, I just want to put out there that whatever anybody is going through, it's always too early to give up. Always. There's always a chance. There's hope. It's okay.
I love that. There's
That
always
was
a
good.
chance.
That was really
As
good.
long as they're breathing.
Yeah.
There's
I love
always a
that.
chance.
It's gonna be okay. Yeah.
What do you got to plug?
Oh man. Well, definitely, this is a really, really beautiful program because you never ever have to be alone. there's not a time where you have to go through something without, you don't have to go through something hard without having someone else there. Did I say that right? That
You
just
did.
seemed like it came out wrong, but
It made sense.
definitely.
Mhm.
I, spent a lot of time thinking I was doing it alone, but no, I was not. There's no way.
You never have to be alone in this
You never
program.
have to be alone. No.
And sometimes it's a perception. I've been alone in a crowded room.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In a meeting, I've been alone.
Yeah.
You know what I did? I didn't leave
Right.
because I knew that was a bad idea.
Right.
If I feel
Yep.
alone now, I definitely should not be physically alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
And it gets
Is there anything-
easier. Yeah, definitely. It gets easier.
Mhm.
Life doesn't have to be so hard. You don't have to, worry about where you're going to sleep,
Mm.
that night. And, are you going to get caught? Are you going to this or that? Are you going to die? Every day, I go to bed grateful. I wake up grateful. And I know that's my recovery.
Beautiful.
Amen, sister.
Love it.
Thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Yeah,
Will
thank
you,
you so
will you guys
much.
come on again?
Sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool.
Will you find me? Will you go get my next 2 victims?
I
Yeah.
will. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
I must say, Jacob, this flows much better than I thought it was going to, with being our first time.
Oh, did you think we were gonna like hit walls or
Dead air.
Dead
There's
air?
going to be some dead air.
Oh no, we don't have to have any dead air if we don't
No,
want it.
no dead air. Ah,
There's a
victims.
victim. There's a victim. What are you
last
yelling at me?
victims. Last 2
All right,
victims.
last
Did he
2
have
victims.
a microfiber towel on his head?
He did.
Perfect. That's what I thought. Cool.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so you want to put the headphones on so we can?
Mhm.
It helps. I promise it does. I'm not just trying to make you look funny.
I like your shirt.
What is your shirt?
Love the shirt.
Venom.
Venom. Venom.
Yes,
Venom.
right towards the camera. Look at that. That's a good look.
Love me some Venom.
Yeah.
Nerd. I'm a nerd. Are you from LA?
No.
Okay.
I'm from
I am.
Minnesota.
Okay. You're from LA?
San Fernando Valley.
Right on. Okay. I was born in San Diego.
Can you do me a favor? Just get a little closer on that mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I could hear him. Other people probably couldn't.
Yeah.
So who do we got?
Carlos
Carlos,
Carlos?
Mendoza.
Ryan.
Carlos and Ryan.
Great name, by the way.
That's okay. So, Carlos, what brings you to Will Work?
I just got out of prison last Tuesday.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, thank you. I have 21 months sober so
Mhm.
far,
Right on.
but 5 only on the street. But I have a lot of work ahead of me.
So you spent how long did you spend in prison?
21 months.
21 months.
Yeah.
Was that your first and only, or is
No,
that
I've been down 6 times.
6 times? Okay.
1 time in California, 2 times in Texas, and 3 times here.
Okay. So the Minnesota is probably is Minnesota the best one out of all of them?
No.
Oh.
No, it's
Yeah, you're not gonna hurt my feelings, but
it's like prison in Minnesota is too easy because I'm used to doing real time.
okay.
They have me at Lino Lakes, and it's a joke.
What a question, Jake. What's the best prison you've been to?
Well, he's got experience. So
Yeah.
like if I'm gonna ask this question, if I was ever curious, like, hey, which one's the
I
best?
mean, he would be a good person to ask.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, better than people that you live with, for sure.
That's for sure.
hmm So, what is it? 8 days you've been out.
Yes.
Would you say have you tried sobriety before this stint right now?
I did one time in River Place back in 2023. Okay, I didn't
Mhm.
take it seriously.
Okay,
You
a
know,
little closer to the microphone.
I didn't take it seriously.
Okay.
But this time I went to Triad in Lino Lakes. It's a treatment type of program. I completed it. And when I was doing the treatment, I realized some things that I was angry.
Yeah.
I hated a lot of people in my family.
Uh-huh.
Well, not hated, I was angry with them.
Sure.
Okay. And one of the counselors there made me realize that I can't change what happened to me.
Mhm.
The only thing I can do is learn to live with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did that. And ever since then, because I used to have night terrors
Mhm.
a lot, at least 2 or 3 times a week. And ever since I did that, I haven't had a night terror in almost 10 months.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's a success story. That's something good to build on. And that's something that I mean, I don't know if this has crossed your mind, but that meeting, is that something that you can share, because that has hope. That, I mean, people that live with night terrors, I never have, but it sounds, pardon the term, but terrifying. It does. It sounds horrible.
Yeah, I'd also like to mention that I am a survivor of child abuse.
Okay.
Very bad when I was growing up.
Okay.
Really, really bad. My mother was a heroin addict for a long time.
Okay.
You know.
So the fact that you're sitting here is a miracle in and of itself.
Yes.
Big time.
Love it. Love it, man. So you do have a big opportunity then. You said you've been sober 21 months right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you got 8 days out.
8 days out, yes.
Okay, 8 days out. So between this time, comparing this time and the other previous time that you tried sobriety, you said you're taking it more seriously this time. So since every program I know is a program of action, what actions are you taking that's different this time?
Well, I volunteered to go to outpatient treatment, even though I completed treatment, my mandate from DOC. I volunteered, I wanted to go another 4 months to make sure that I'm on the right path. And this is my second time I come to Freedom Works, which it's a really nice place.
Yeah.
I mean, I love this place. And I just have, I'm not really into the God thing.
Sure.
I'm trying to find my religion, who I am.
Sure.
I need to find myself.
Yep. Absolutely. I spent a lot of years fighting against anything having to do with any type of whatever anybody believed was a God. And I had my reasons. I know tons of people that have done that as well. They had their reasons, and their reasons are no more or less valid than my reasons. They're different. But I was really just not grasping that there was something bigger than me out there. Like, I didn't want to have anything to do with that. Just like, let's just move on, dude. And he wouldn't move me on. I'm riding in his car one day, and he's like, this is weeks in, and we should have been moved on by then. And he points, we're facing west. He points and he says, "Can you do that?" And I looked up, like, what? That? Like, what? The sunset. Can you do that? No. And he said, then there's something bigger than you out there. You mean it can be that simple? He said, yes, it can be that simple. It didn't have to be anything that was impressed upon me by anybody at any time, or anything I ever read, or anything I ever heard. At some point, I just needed to believe that I'm not the czar of my world. I mean, left to my own devices, I know for a fact I'd be dead, and I can give examples on that. And I know you have examples on that. Left to your own thinking, left to my own thinking, there's no possible way that I would be sitting here happy, with great relationships with friends that I've had friends for 20 years. I've never thought that was going to happen. I've had relationships with family members that I was just done with.
Yeah. And
that's all because I followed somebody else. That's really when I break it down to as simple as it is, I saw that somebody else was genuinely happier than me. I was like, how did you do that? How do I get there? And he just said, follow me. If you don't like what you're looking at, put your head down right into my back so you don't lose me, and just follow me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I had to do that. No, not literally, but I think you get that. So that's like, at this point, I just say, keep it as simple as possible.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to be anything or do anything. Like if this was AA, I'd say, well, you're talking, God starts in step 2.
Yeah.
You don't have to be there. You just be here, hang out, have a good time.
Yeah.
Don't have to figure it out all in one fell swoop. It'll feel right, and I'm not kidding. That will happen if you stick around long. It will happen. It'll feel easy and natural, and it'll something. I don't know what it is. Something will happen if you stick around these people long enough, and if you're able to, as much as possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos, you got a fan out there. Estella Reyes.
That's my niece.
That's your niece? Yeah, she commented, Tio.
Yeah, niece.
I love you, Stella.
Oh, that's fantastic. We have a listener.
Yeah, well, I'm able to actually like put the comments on the screen. So I posted that Tio on there.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I haven't seen her since 2011, and she's from El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
So Ryan, what brings you to Will Work for Recovery?
I've been coming here since I got out of inpatient.
When was that?
February 5th.
Since February?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where'd you go before that?
I ain't go to treatment before that. I'm in the recovery gym right now.
Okay.
The recovery gym?
There's a wellness center and recovery gym. Yeah.
Okay.
They got CrossFit classes.
I'm not familiar with that. I'd like to hear more about
It's
that.
right down the street. I don't know. They teach you about nutrition, how to stay healthy in everyday lifestyle.
Cool. Right on. Is it working?
Yeah, definitely.
Changing your point of view?
Yeah,
That's what matters,
that's all.
right? You got people to follow there.
Yeah.
You is this your first time at Will Work?
No,
Oh no, you've been coming here. You said since February.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What do you like about it?
I don't know, just everything. All the people here, what they got to say.
Do you have a mentor that you follow here?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. You got anybody that you're eyeing out?
Maybe.
Couple?
I'm just trying
Okay.
to see if I connect with anybody first.
Hey, no worries, man. No worries.
Are you talking with people to see if you're connecting with them?
Yeah,
Putting yourself out there?
trying to.
Yeah.
I would say that I would say just jump, and if you get started with somebody, and it just doesn't, after let's say 4 weeks, doesn't feel right, they're not going to be offended when you say this doesn't feel right. They're not, and if they are, that's none of your business. They can have their own feelings.
Yeah.
You can come back on the podcast. Be like, yeah, that didn't work out for me. I'm like, well, you're still here, man. Kick
That's
ass.
all that matters.
Yeah. All that matters is that you're still coming here. You're gonna be smiling more the more you come. You know, I can absolutely guarantee that, and that's not just from my experience. That's from me watching tons of people over the years, and I've seen people come in, smile a bunch, and then leave for years, and then come back. Oh, thank you. Look at this. This guy's
Our
Thank you
intern
very
is
much.
just the best.
Last two guys.
okay. So, anyways, I've watched people leave for a long time and then come back, and they're happy.
That's me.
They're still happy.
So a little background. I was 16,
I don't know, 16, 17.
somewhere around there. I was like 16 years old, and I started going to some meetings, and I found this one meeting that I thought, oh, those guys are really cool. And as I hung around there, eventually one day, like someone just looked at me and they're like, "When are you going to get a sponsor?" And I was like, "Well, I've thought about it." And they're like, "Who?" And he was across the room. I pointed at him. They're like, "They go ask him." So I'd gone up to him and, "Will you be my sponsor?" And yeah, he sponsored me until I decided that I wasn't done. And I was gone for 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Huh?
10 years.
I went back out for 10 years. And then
Made it back.
when I came back, I'd gone to a doctor, told him like, this is what I've been doing. I'm terrified. They wrote me a prescription at the time for Suboxone. And then just before I started, day one, had the worst withdrawal of my life. But then I told him I'm getting sober. And he said, "I'm not going to sponsor you." I said, "Okay."
First thing I said.
I said,
Oh,
"Okay."
that was you?
That was the first thing I said to him when he
When I came back.
yeah, when he came back, I said, "I'm not sponsoring you." And he didn't skip a beat.
Yeah, I was like, "Okay."
He said, "Okay, I wasn't calling you for that."
Yeah.
Perfect. I have a thing. This isn't, most people don't do this that I know, at least. I'm sure a lot of people do this actually, but most people that I know don't do this. I try to keep in touch with everybody that I mentor or that I've sponsored that leaves.
Yeah.
Try to keep in touch with them and not to lecture them. I'm not interested in that. I tell everybody this same thing. If you want to smoke cigarettes, I'm gonna support you. If you need a pack, if you're running low on cash, I'll help you out if I can, except for they're $12 a pack now.
Yeah.
Been a few years since I smoked. If you want to quit, I'm going to hold you accountable. If you say, I don't want to smoke anymore, I'm going to give you shit every time that you light up a cigarette. If you want to get loaded, if you want to do drugs and drink, I'm going to say, sweet man, go have one for me. Bye. I can't be with you, but when you're, when you wake up sober or, before whatever, I'll text with you a little bit. That's fine. I'm not going to say to him, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. He knows he shouldn't be doing that. He still wants to do it anyways. That's fine. I don't have to do it. It's none of my business.
Yeah.
I only have a problem with it when it's in me
No.
or big around me. Like it used to be, I had a problem with it when it's around me. Not that it doesn't seek me out anymore. People don't want to get high or drunk around me anymore. It makes them uncomfortable now, which I like. And I'm just being me the whole time. This is what you see is how I am everywhere I go. Very freeing, I might add. But if they want to do something, tell me, and I will support you in doing it. If you don't want to do something, I will help hold you accountable. But you just got to communicate with me. Tell me what you want. He was one of those that I kept in touch with, which, and it wasn't like it wasn't every day or every week. Sometimes we'd go a couple of years without talking, and then he'd send me a message, and I don't think I've told you this. Maybe I have. And I'd see, oh, Jake, and I'd say, he's alive. That's awesome. Sweet. Because I may have lost count. I have to think for a second. I've been to 48 funerals for people that I knew in sobriety. They don't hurt the same as they used to. They still hurt. Talking to the parents or spouses afterwards never gets easier, but I have a different mindset now when somebody dies. And I say this to especially the moms. they're the ones that are usually the most a mess. They can't get words out. For whatever it's worth, your son's story is going to help save somebody's life. I will see to that.
Yeah.
And then I get a hug. And then I follow through. That's the most important part is you got to follow through on actions, but you got to make a decision. You jump one way or you jump another way when you're ready. I was tried to push somebody tried to push me into making that jump. In my first 2 years of sobriety. I wouldn't do it. I ran away from it. Somebody tried to walk me through steps, and I was like, this doesn't work for me. And I walked away from him. And I eventually got to a point, because in sobriety we will get worse, never better, if we're not doing something, to become a different person. That's really what it's all about. We want to become a new person. And when I was ready, then something bigger than me put a whole bunch of guys in front of me that were from Crystal when I lived in or next to Shakopee. They don't go down there. They were down there by chance. And I happened to run into them. There's something bigger than me out there. That's one example. Something was working, because that was a day before my planned suicide. And I walked out of that meeting.
I know exactly where you come from, because I've tried to commit suicide 4 times in my life. I was really depressed a long time ago. I have no desire to hurt myself anymore, thank God.
Yeah.
And what's helped me right now in my sobriety, I think, is because I'm taking accountability for my actions now.
There you go.
I'm no longer blaming my family or my past for my actions. Because after a certain age, you're responsible for your own actions. And I never realized I was letting the drugs just control my thoughts. I mean, I would just get up in the morning and go and steal from stores, And
good morning activity.
Yeah, just so I can get high that night.
Yep.
And I let people walk all over me. hell, there's even a time that I was held in the basement for 6 hours at gunpoint, for something that was stupid, and I was risking my life for this drug, and back in 2019, I almost died. I mean, I was out for 5 minutes and they shot me up, 2 different times with Narcan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just grateful that a friend of mine, she wouldn't give up on me. She slapping me in the face until I finally came out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was no joke. I mean, I still didn't realize it then. It's okay. Well, there I'm up again, stealing again to go get this high, get this, and
how many people do you know? You don't have to necessarily have to tell me a number. You can say a lot or a few, but how many people do you personally know over the years that you've been friends with that have died?
I lost, let me see, in 2022, I lost.
Like that were living the same way that you were?
No, yeah. I lost 13 friends in 1 year.
Okay.
Wow.
13.
Okay. Are you better than them?
No.
Real question. Okay. So they're not here.
Better than anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not here. You are.
Mm-hmm.
You're here for a real reason, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. I mean, this story can be powerful. That can save lives. I mean, every story can, but and everybody's uniquely qualified. But so I've been doing this for a few years, and you will, if you stick around, man, you will meet people that are you.
Mm-hmm.
And you will save somebody else's life. You'll be able to watch it click just by watching their face when you're describing something. You've never felt a reward like that. And there's nothing like it. And all you have to do is follow somebody. That's all you got to do. Just follow somebody who's just maybe irritatingly happy. I was described like that one time. I had an old sponsee that is using now that I still talk to. He's one of the few. And I was just so giddy, and he was trying to get under my skin. And I could tell, and I thought it was just ridiculous. And we're sitting up at this club, and we're doing some book work, and I'm just giggling and talking about this stuff, and I'm flailing because I'm so happy. And he goes, "Has anybody ever told you you're irritatingly happy?" I went, "Yes, that's the best thing I've heard."
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What is this?
What is happening?
This is Tim's Bluetooth.
Oh, it's Tim's Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So we just need to stash it in here?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I thought we were getting a free Bluetooth.
I don't know what it was. I thought it was a case for something.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We had a visitor. We didn't get his name.
We did not.
We didn't get his blood type either.
We'll have to make sure he's like guest number 1 next week.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I'll never forget him. He has a big bushy beard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's like, he's irritatingly happy the entire time. Every time I look out this window, he's smiling.
Yeah, every single time I see him, he's smiling. Even
Good.
out there.
Good.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the guy that makes the soap?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
That is?
He makes soap.
He makes soap that he blesses and then gives it away to everybody.
That's beautiful. I like that. Where does he make it?
Here.
In this building?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
He really works for his recovery. He will work.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself. So anyways, man, you're still here. You're here for a real reason. And I know you're getting this too.
Mhm.
I know that I believe wholeheartedly there's plenty of people that have died that I thought at one point, when I didn't understand humility, I thought they were better than me and they died. Like, why would that happen? And these were people that were getting loaded, I was partying with and all that stuff. They died. Why am I still here? That doesn't make any sense to me. There's a reason. There's a reason I'm still alive right now. You know, I've been irritatingly happy for the last 22 years. 20 years, because the first 2 I was not happy.
My cousin just died last Tuesday from an OD.
Sorry to hear
Damn,
that.
I'm sorry to hear that. Were you close?
We used to be.
Okay.
Before he let fentanyl take over his life.
Yeah. What are you going to do with that?
Keep fighting.
There you go. Best way to honor his memory, man.
Still here.
Whatever your whatever your pinnacle of what you think life can be, you're selling yourself short. I promise. I 100% guarantee. And if you can prove me wrong by getting to that point and then continuing to do what got you to that point, continuing to do the work that got you there, and life can't get better than whatever you think is the pinnacle, come find me. I'm a statue where I go. Come find me and tell me I'm wrong. I'm happy to be wrong.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Seriously. Life can be better than the best we can imagine.
I mean, right now, this is the first time I'm out in the free world with sober eyes and wanting to stay sober.
I love that.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, I am happy. I love myself. I honestly say that I love myself, you know, and I've done a lot of things that I regret in life. One was my kids. Probably gonna get emotional, but
Do it, man. Do it.
Feel it.
I'm dead now. You know, something happened with the mother of my children and me a long time ago, and the way I handled it was wrong. And I haven't seen them since. Really seen them. Well, I saw them when I got out of prison in Texas back in 2016. You know, and they feel that I abandoned them, which I know. You know, I did. I did. I mean, but I had to get away from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because my brother, you know, I paroled to his house and I used to inject heroin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I was trying to stay away from that drug. And when I got out, my brother was constantly trying to feed it to me because he's a heroin addict himself,
Sure.
which he tries to hide,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I had to leave Texas. But I did see my kids one time, except for my son, which I love very much. And I love all my kids very much.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'd like to say that I am sorry, you guys. I'm sorry for not being there. And, you know, I just wish they would let me back in their lives. You know, I tried to get in touch with them when I was in prison, but my daughter Nikita, I know she's very, very upset with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing this for myself, but as well as for them, you know, because I'm going to try to get back in their lives. I want to. It's a big part of me that's missing, you know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in a long time. Why? Because of this addiction, this drug. I mean, it's something that I regret so much, but I can make it better. You know, I can try to be there for them. And it's hard. I love them very much, and it's very hard. I mean, I think I have 5 grandchildren that I've never seen before or met because of this.
How old are you? May I ask that?
57 years old.
57. Do you feel like it's too late?
I hope
for
not.
some of them.
I hope not.
Okay. I have a story to share. My father's also sober. And he is, 74. He's about to turn 74. 10 years ago, he sponsored a man named Owen. Owen had been in and out of recovery for decades. He had lost every single member of his family. This was all of his kids, grandkids, great grandkids, and there was 4 greats that he never met. He sobered up for the last. That wasn't his bottom either. His bottom was when he drove his car through his favorite bar on accident. That was his bottom. It was his baby was not available for him. He finally got sober at the age of 89.
Whoa.
Yeah. When my dad said, "Well, Owen, if you want me to sponsor you, you got to show up to my reading group with my sponsees." And Owen said, "Oh, John, I don't know. I know that what I'm supposed to do is learn how to sponsor somebody else, but I'm an 89-year-old newcomer. Who's going to want what I've got?" And my dad said, "You never know."
Yeah.
He ended up sponsoring 4 men, all in their 70s, that came in new. He died at the age of 96 with just about every member of his family at his funeral. And I still get misty-eyed thinking about it because it's so beautiful. That's anytime somebody uses the excuse of it might be too late for me. Hell no, it's not too late for you. The man was 89 years old. They hadn't talked to him, some of them for a couple decades. And then he just by doing the deal, just by following somebody else, by not leaving, by sticking around, doing something that's attractive for somebody else to want to come back into your life, making yourself available and continuing to get better no matter how good you think you are. Don't sell yourself short. It can get better. Just keep working.
Yeah.
And then he got that at 89. Man, what a gift.
Man.
That man died sober and happy and loved. It is never too late. Ever.
Yeah, I know.
But I know it can feel like it. You got work in front of you, but you got one day at a time.
I do. Yeah, one day at a time.
One just you can't do anything about tomorrow. Yesterday's
Already
done and gone. Leave it alone. You'll be able to use it another time for somebody else's benefit, which will benefit you. And then boom, at some point, because you just keep making yourself available, some point they're going to want. It's as simple as that. And it just takes some patience. No.
Yes, it does.
So what is switching gears to Ryan, what is something that you used to do, like an activity, a hobby or something that you used to do when you were getting loaded that is different now that you're still able to do? Maybe something even as simple as doodling.
Partying. Going to a party, sober parties.
Mm-hmm. It's a different kind of party, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the party.
I never knew how much fun I could have being sober.
And then you talk about it with people afterwards. And then you look forward to the next one. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. What was it? What was it like going to the first big party when you were sober? Was it kind of nerve-wracking a little bit?
It was a Super Bowl party.
Oh, love that. Love it.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It went good.
Cool.
I liked it a lot.
Well, you're a little nervous because it's Super Bowl party.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Used to getting drunk during the Super Bowl.
Oh, absolutely. Any excuse, right? But yeah, that was definitely a given. Super Bowl drinking.
Yeah. And then my birthday.
Okay.
Shortly after.
Oh, and what did you do on your birthday?
I went to this place in Roseville
Mm-hmm.
where they got like axe throwing.
Okay.
I had my first mocktail.
What is a mocktail?
Like
it's a cocktail with no alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cocktail with no. Yeah.
They make fruity something with no
It was pretty good.
warm feeling.
Yeah. No headache the next day, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. No headache the next day. No immense regret either or shame.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Cool. Good deal. And you got some good memories.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've been building good memories. That's what I'm hearing. You're building good memories. You've been doing that since February, right?
Yeah. Well, since I started to get sober January 6th.
Okay. Okay.
4 months in on the 6th of next month.
Okay. Right on. That sounds pretty appealing, doesn't it? Making those good memories like that.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's one person that's an example of I want that. I'm going to follow what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll find somebody else within there like I want that too. I'm going to follow that. You don't have to figure it out. It's already been figured out.
Mm-hmm.
The best leaders are also the best followers.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to follow before you can lead.
That's true. Yep.
What? I'm looking at you.
You are
Looks like you're cleaning your nails.
picking at my cuticles.
Isn't that my job? Aren't I the wife?
So, Carlos, Ryan, what are you guys looking forward to moving forward? Like this summer? Like, what are you looking forward to this summer? Being sober and experiencing something in the summertime sober for the first time.
The Timberwolves winning the championship.
There we go.
Yeah, but remember, it's something you can control.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, I really, it was fun for me to go fishing on the boat sober for the first time in however long. I was looking forward to that. Like when I got sober a couple of years ago, it was fishing opener. I'm excited to go out on the boat sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we do a lot of boating too. We got wave runners, four-wheelers. So I like going fishing.
There we go. What do you fish for? Anything that'll bite?
Anything.
Are you a catch and release guy, or you like to eat it?
No, I don't like eating fish.
Why not?
don't like
It's a lot
it.
of protein.
My dad and them eat it, but I don't.
Oh,
I want to
love
go
fish.
fishing on the ocean.
Sounds like you're gonna bring Carlos with you and
Yeah.
share with
We're
Carlos.
going this week.
Yeah.
Actually, this weekend to his dad's.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. So you catch them, you eat them,
I'll cook them.
you'll cook them. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of want to go. Where are you going?
To Hibbing.
Oh, I've been actually. There was a 5-year run or so, maybe longer, where I went on regular camping trips with a group of fat, smelly guys. It was great. It was a lot of fun. It rained a ton, even though it said clear skies. Like the first
Yeah.
3 times that we went, it was like supposed
There
to
was
be
like a
completely clear.
bajillion ticks out there too.
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
What?
there was.
Deer ticks?
Yeah, Tex was bad last year.
I don't know. I bathed in DEET, so they didn't
Yeah.
like me.
Yeah, that was my excuse to not go one year. Is like, no, there's tons of ticks there.
Did that
'cause,
work?
Like everybody, no.
No.
I got on the bus and they used to have this old bus, but I don't know, maybe 1974, right? Like it was this old bus. And at one point, and they took out all the regular bus seating, they put like couches and stuff in there. It's
Mhm.
cool.
Like kind of like a party bus.
Couches. Let's call it what it is. These were bench seats from old vans.
Yeah. But they could fold out.
wasn't
They could pull
comfortable.
out.
It wasn't comfortable.
But it was hilarious because on the way up there, the generator, the alternator stopped charging the battery.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I
they
remember that trip.
had like this bracket on the back of the bus, and they ran a generator and they ran the line through the bus to the front to keep charging the battery while we were
The
driving.
generator was
Really?
inside the bus.
Yeah.
We had to drive with all the windows down or we would die
From the heat.
from the
From the
Oh,
exhaust
from the exhaust.
Yeah.
of the generator. But we made it up there and we have a story to tell and we remember all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun times. But basically doing things with a group of people that we know are going to hold us accountable to be a better man today than we were yesterday. Will we
Oh,
fall
definitely.
down constantly? We will fall down, but we do it together. And we don't stop to smell the roses when we're walking through hell. There's no roses. It might look like a rose, but it smells
dog
like
shit.
It smells
It's
like
got
shit.
thorns.
It does, and they will jump out at you. There's no rose. You don't stop. You just keep walking. You don't have to run, but we walk together. And we have walked together through a lot of little things and a few big things and a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
If it wasn't fun, we wouldn't do it. That's all there is to it. If there wasn't fun to be had, I wouldn't be here. You know,
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be completely blunt about that. I would not be here if it was all, oh, let's get philosophical all the time. Let's figure things out all the time. I'd leave.
Right.
I'd find fun things to do, and I wouldn't be good at finding fun things to do, according to most people,
Yeah.
because it would be shameful things.
You know,
Carlos, what fun things are you looking forward to coming up?
well, let's see. I've been it's kind of everything really. I mean, since I've been in Minnesota, I got here November 2017, and I have yet to see the Mall of Americas.
Really?
I have
Yeah.
yet to see the Valley. Why? I
not
mean, because
going.
I was just busy getting high.
Right.
That's all I was doing. That was my 24/7 thing, you know. And it's going to be good to get out there and actually see Minnesota,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because it's a beautiful state.
It is.
It is
I
a gorgeous
travel the
state.
state for work,
We're
so
going
I'm
to Valley
all over
Fair
the
this
state.
summer.
Yeah, definitely. Looking forward to that.
You been to Minnehaha Falls?
I've been there.
Have you,
Once.
have you been there in the winter?
No.
Really cool in the winter.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my niece and my sister to come out here for hopefully maybe during the summer. You know, my sister would love it out here.
There really is no place like Minnesota.
No,
Like,
no.
not exactly like it.
It-
It's different. And there's really 3 parts to Minnesota, in my opinion. There's the cities, there's central Minnesota, and there's northern Minnesota.
Mhm.
You're in 3 different places. You're going to Hibbing, right?
Yeah. Well, it'll be my first time going out there.
Northern Minnesota.
The Iron Range.
Yeah.
I've been to Brainerd.
Okay. Yeah. Central. Yeah.
I've been
Yeah,
to
that's
Brainerd,
right.
and I've been to. Let me see, where else have I been to? Little Falls, Cold Springs. That's basically St. Cloud. That's where I
Yep.
was living.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My father lives on the Canadian border.
Oh, really?
War Road, right?
No,
No.
close to Warwick, Baudette.
Baudette.
Yeah.
Oh, right at the where
He
the
can see
lake meets
Canada right out of one of his windows.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That close, huh?
Mm-hmm. Completely different atmosphere,
Oh,
but
yeah.
still awesome.
That's where I want to go.
Canada?
Mhm.
You can't go now that you're a felon.
I ain't a fella.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
By the grace of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep it that way. You don't want to get no. You don't want to start going in and out of prison, man, because it's not a place to go. It isn't. It's just a total waste of time. You know what I mean?
Total waste of time. Yeah.
You're dead to society. You're just like a storage container on a shelf with an expiration date. That's all you are. You know.
One day you're going to be able to use that as an asset, though. All that experience,
Oh,
because
yeah.
that is experience.
Yeah. Yep. And I plan on, living my life sober. I have to. I need to.
Mhm.
I mean,
You want to?
I've been doing drugs since I was 12 years old. My mother introduced me to crack cocaine when I was 12 years old. I didn't know any better.
No.
But
Grew up around it, right?
my whole
Seemed
life,
normal.
My whole life.
Hmm.
You'd be surprised what I've seen.
I might be.
You would. I mean, if I was to tell my story, it would take a while.
For sure.
But,
For sure.
but from the grace of God, I'm still alive. I'm healthy. And, I am hurting inside, but hopefully God, and me, I'll be able to get that happiness, I just want to get my kids back in my life. That's one of my number one priorities, to see if they will forgive me. I
Mhm.
mean, because I can't go there and demand, hey, I'm here. And no, I mean, I don't know if I deserve their forgiveness.
There's only one way to find out, and that way is to not try to push yourself into their life.
No, I'm not going to do that.
No. But the way to do that is to be a better man than you think possible.
Oh, I will be.
Mhm.
I know that. I mean, I have no desire to use whatsoever, at all.
Today,
Yeah, today.
absolutely.
For today.
Today. No
You know?
desire to use today.
Yep.
I know I have another drunk in me. I know I have another use in me.
No, you don't.
I don't know. I know I have another one in me. I don't know if I have another sobriety in me. I'm not willing to find out.
Exactly.
Change only happens if you want it to happen.
For sure.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on and being our last victims. Now I don't have to give you a 20-second timer. You guys can take however long it needs to plug whatever you want to plug.
Well, I just want to say thank you for my sister for her support. Monica, I love you. Stelita, thank you for helping Monica. Also, if my kids are listening, I love all of you guys very much. And I'm sorry. And hopefully one of these days we can get back in each other's lives. And like I say, for my sobriety is something that I have to work for. It's not just going to come, one day at a time, and I'll make it. I can honestly see this, in my future. I will make it.
Like it. Love it.
Ryan, what do you want to plug?
And I want to thank my mom. And change can happen only if you wanted to, but you got to go fight for it.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
I had to go do it on my own. I just got enough was enough.
Forget to shout out to your dad.
Yeah, my dad out there somewhere.
Your dad's here.
He's right there.
Which one's your dad?
Right there, sitting down.
Sitting down with the. What does it say?
Say Venom.
So
Does it say Venom?
I think so.
He's got the black beanie on.
it's the
Looking at his
Oh, I should say actually just look at him and then look back. The one that looks like you. Okay, cool. Well, I made that way more complicated than I needed to. Cool. Thanks a lot.
What do you want to plug?
What do I want to plug?
What do you want to plug?
Lights.
All right, guys. All right. Thank you for having us.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks for coming on
Have
the
a good
show.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Well, we appreciate everybody that came
Thank you very
on.
much, man.
We appreciate everybody that came on tonight. It was a awesome first run show. Ufta, you were a fantastic wife and co-host.
Thank you, dear. I would like to actually plug something.
Yeah.
Everything we say is meant to be suggestive only. We know only a little. I'm speaking for both of us.
You're speaking page 164.
Yep. We know only a little. Please join us as we trudge the road to happy destiny. Seriously, we have a lot of fun and we sound ridiculous at times to the, I don't know if I want to call them uninitiated, but to the maybe inexperienced or cynical, as I used to be, as you used to be. I would get annoyed by people like me. And now I am people like me. As my father says, I'm from the land of the easily amused. And it's only getting worse. It's a great place to live. The land of the easily amused is a place I found by following the person in front of me. I picked somebody to follow that was happy. And here I am. Now I'm happy too.
Same. I guess I don't have any other. My plug.
Yeah, you plug now.
Well, I want to I want to plug all those who came before me. You know, the people that laid that that guide, that, you know, gave me that place that I could put my head down and follow. I have my home group full of people that have longer sobriety than me, and they all led. I have all my friends like you and you know, all the other guys that we know from our old group. They've been great examples to follow, and it's led me to a life like you had mentioned earlier that you know, I would have sold myself short. I could never imagine this life that I have today. Not a chance.
You couldn't have imagined this life 1 year ago.
No, probably not. So
love that.
It just like even a year ago, I would have told you how happy I was and how great everything was, and you know that everything was beyond my comprehension, and it still is today. So I plug all of those who continue to come before me and those who come behind me and allow me to continue to work my steps and give me the chance to give it away.
Being sober does not mean that life is easy. Life is still life. Things still happen. Being sober gives me a chance to learn the tools to deal with life like I see other people doing. So I don't have to make decisions that land me incarcerated and separated from my kids, that land me in whatever awful situation that I don't want to be in anymore. You're going to hear other people's bottoms that sound worse than yours. It doesn't matter. It's the worst it had to be for me. And that's good enough.
Well said.
Not original.
Not original. Nope. Well, again, we appreciate everybody that tuned into our first show. We are down here at Will Work for Recovery. Their website is WWFR.org. They are located at 4026 North Washington Avenue. We hope to see you down here next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. for our next show. And hopefully you'll be a guest on our show. And if not, please tune in next week where we will continue to live this Rule 62 life that we do.
Don't take yourself so damn seriously.